When it comes to aggressive growth stock picks this time around, 2 words summarize it: game and gaming. At least the opportunities that Brian Bolin, our aggressive growth stock strategist, has brought to our attention. Let's see what's up with that. Brian, the gaming is about international game technology.
Yeah, and outstanding intro, by the way.
Well, I try.
Well, we'll just, sometimes you got to get patted on the back. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, IGT is International Game Technology, and gaming, what they do is they make the slot machines.
Yeah.
I know that people go to casinos. I don't know, do you go to casinos that much, Terry?
No, I can lose money in a lot of other ways. Thank you.
Right. I prefer to put it in front of a weed whacker than
that or
go to the slot machine. Right.
Blow it in a restaurant.
Yes, interesting thing about slot machines, they always say about payout rates. The casino will say we have the highest payout rate, and they'll say 98 or 99% or something like that. And that just means that if you put $100 in, the payout rate is likely to be $99 or $98.
Interesting.
So just a little tidbit. A friend of mine used to cover casino stocks, and he took me on a few field trips.
Thank you for that.
Sure.
They still keep spinning, though, don't
they? Yeah, they do. They keep going round and round.
Right.
IGT is the #1 ranked stock. Earnings estimates are moving higher, and I think there's kind of the idea out there that the job growth has been pretty substantial. Last 3 months, we've had 200,000 net adds. When you have something like that, you're going to have more discretionary income. More discretionary income is always a good thing for the casinos. And instead of going with one of the actual casinos, this is kind of that play that says I'm kind of having all my bases covered inside of the Las Vegas and domestically throughout the country, all those other smaller casinos, those casino markets,
Sure.
like locally, Gary, Indiana, or maybe in Biloxi, Mississippi, or any place else that has casinos. There's tons of them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one play. There's also today a recent development. Shuffle Master is a company that will have the machines that shuffle the cards for the dealers at casinos, and they were just acquired by Bally. So there's acquisitions in the space.
Sure.
It's a #1 thing. There's a #1 ranked stock. And there's all the job growth, so I think there's a lot of good things coming for the casinos, and this is a good play in the gaming space.
All right, the game I spoke about was kind of a vague reference to Pilgrim's Pride, which is chicken, and that's what they specialize in.
Right, and that's the game, or fowl, as some people like to say.
Yep, I prefer to stay positive.
Yeah.
But.
My game is pretty foul,
Okay.
golfing or otherwise.
Okay.
But I think that there's a real interesting thing going on with PPC here. Obviously, it's #1, and chicken is kind of the big idea. Corn prices are one of the big ideas that are working into this thing.
Yep.
Corn prices are coming down. Last summer, we had an excruciatingly hot summer already by this point. But this summer, it wasn't really like that, and I think the planting season, especially late May, was a little bit wetter. That gave people concern about the corn crop, but I can tell you in a recent drive through substantial cornfields through Indiana all the way through to Ohio, I saw a lot of corn, and it looked really good. And it was on all different ideas of stalking, I think is kind of the term for when the corn actually is pollinated and then becomes kernel.
Yeah.
So
Corn being the primary component in feed.
Exactly, and when the feed prices, when the corn prices are higher, the price for chicken is going to be higher.
Right.
But the price for chicken has stayed high, even though corn is expected to go down and has come down a little bit, and that's been very interesting thing there as well. The one thing I did want to bring up, especially though, is the price chart. If you look at this chart here that I have, it shows over the last month or so, 3 months, I guess, is the price chart. You see these dramatic spikes up. That occurred on 2 different Fridays in June, the first Friday and the last Friday, and we saw a real big institutional buyer buying a lot of stock at the end of the day, end of the week. Their earnings are coming up soon. It might not be the same, it could very well be the same institutional buyer there, and they might not be done buying. So look for this stock if you're going to be adding it, I would say, on a Thursday, so that you get the full effect of a Friday rally should that idea come up again.
Any word on who that buyer was?
No idea yet. There wasn't an institutional filing or anything like that, so we haven't seen anything yet, at least from the first position. The second position could have made it to a 10% or a 5% position, but they still have that 10-day window, and as of just the other day, that that hasn't expired just quite yet.
All right. Wonder if it was tied to any large purchase of the futures product, corn on the futures side.
It very well could be. We did see a couple weeks ago that corn went limit down.
Yeah.
And then when it does that, that's kind of a shock to the system, and everyone's like, okay, well then what are the next steps? If corn is going limit down, then the prices are moving lower, and who's that going to benefit? Obviously, as the feed, Pilgrim's Pride is definitely one of the others. Tyson product, TSN, is another chicken supplier. They would also be something that you would have to look at as well.
Right. Whole objective is to buy when the price does go lower.
Right, and just definitely with this is don't be chicken.
Right. All right. Thank you, Brian. We can call a halt to all the other puns that go along with it. Do you own either of these two, by the way?
I do not.
All right. Check out other stock picks on our website. That website is Zax.com. If you're out there watching this in syndication land, get on over because those stock picks change often. With Brian, I'm Terry Ruffalo.